going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Saturday. This is weird. I'm not used to saying happy Saturday. I don't know what it's like working on Saturdays. I actually do. That's a lie. I work. I do. I just don't live stream. Anyways, you guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. I spent a little bit going through my vault trying to find clips for tonight, and I have a pretty high bar. And it's hard to judge. Like, will everyone else think this is interesting just because I think this is interesting? I don't know. So sometimes it's a gamble, but let's see how I did. Let's see. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate it. I know this isn't a normal night, so we're all kind of abnormally living tonight. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's watch some court. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Dylan Van Alstyne.
Ready on Mr. Shelton?
Yes.
Okay. On the record in the matter of the city of Lansing versus Ashaz Shahid Shelton 24-03667. Appearance, please.
Brendan Waddell on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Mr. Shelton, please start your video. Okay, Mr. Shelton's here for a pretrial. This is for a driving unlicensed. Was there an offer on this?
There would have been an offer. Mr. Shelton believed, said that he had a desire to just plead to it as is. So I think originally I was prepared to dismiss if Mr. Shelton had his license at the first setting and then give him an additional time to get his license, but he has indicated he has the desire to plead to.
Okay, that's correct, Mr. Shelton.
Could he repeat that one more time? He was just a little quiet.
Well, what he was saying was, and this is typical, if you had gotten a valid license between the time of this incident and today, like today you have a valid license, they would dismiss the case. If you would like time to go and get your license cleared and then come back and produce that, then we would give you that time and then they would give you another offer.
Okay. It's fine. I could just plead guilty today. Pay the fine.
Oh, okay. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You have the following.
Left-handed RN, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Welcome to the family. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Rights that you would need to give up if you want to plead guilty. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, which you waive that right. You have the right to proceed to trial, and you have the right to jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. And you have the right to require that the city prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. You can remain silent at your trial and not have silence be used against you, or you can waive that silence and testify.
I don't think those are real windows. I think they're essentially projection panels. So they're not even real. That's just a brick wall, and they're just making you feel like that's a look at the outside. You know what? I've just deep dived into a conspiracy theory that I didn't even believe till 10 seconds ago. Now I'm looking. Let's see if we see any wind.
At your trial, if you'd like, you have the right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses they were going to call to testify against you, and you have the right to subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf. Do you understand each of those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you willing to give those rights up?
No, ma'am. Or yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, anyone threatening you to do that?
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, any promises being made in exchange for you giving up these rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I just need a copy of his driving record.
Sometimes Judge Simmons does just about everything. She's kind of like Judge Simpson. She'll do traffic, she'll do landlord tenants, she'll do small claims. She does everything, but it's a district court, it's not a circuit court. So all the felonies, she'll do prelims and then pass it on to the next court. But she has a little bit of everything.
As to the charge of driving unlicensed, how do you plead?
Plead guilty, ma'am.
On or about December 14th, 2024 at approximately 4:46 p.m., were you operating a vehicle upon the area of Cedar at or near Cesar Chavez?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time, did you have a license?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I don't want to say she has a higher concentration, but she streams them all. I think that might be the difference. She puts everything on YouTube, which is why I love her. Anytime you hear your next appearance in front of Judge Simmons, yeah, it's always going to be there. Always. She streams everything, which is awesome. All right, I need to stop pausing. Too many pauses too quickly. Let's finish this case.
Okay, is your license valid?
No,
Or
ma'am.
what has never
Right.
applied?
I have
Okay.
an appointment as we speak right now.
Appointment for what?
For my permit.
It's snowing outside. Did you guys notice that? My people perish for the lack of knowledge. I just explained to you on the record, the city attorney explained to you on the record how they would work with you to keep you from getting a criminal conviction driving record before you even get a license. And your response was, no, I'll just plead guilty. But you have an appointment when, sir?
It is next week on Thursday.
Let me do you a favor. If they're offering you an offer for you to go get your license and bring it back, it's in your best interest. If you think you're gonna drive without having points, if you think you're gonna drive and not have to pay premiums, additional premiums on driver's license, that you take the offer, sir. The city attorney is trying to help you. You could get this and then go to your appointment next week, and it could cause problems for you. Do you know that?
No, ma'am.
You said no?
No, ma'am.
Are you having an appointment for a permit next week, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
And then when do you go for your license, sir? I don't see him. He disconnected. Reset him for in person, please.
Yeah, so I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, what else is that?
Violations basically give you February 25th at 9:30.
Probably. License valid.
He comes back. He comes back. He tries to do this without an attorney.
Sorry, ma'am. Somebody had called
there we
my
go.
phone.
Okay, no problem. Sir, I'm resetting your matter. You don't actually have any record. You don't want to start by pleading guilty to this. If you get your license, did he lose him again? I don't see him. Okay, if you get your license, the city can amend this to keep you from having a criminal driving matter on your driving record, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna reset this. You go have your permit test next week, and you'll come back on the 25th, okay?
The 25th of this month, correct?
That's correct.
All right.
And you'll let us know what happened with the permit and when you expect to get your license, okay?
Okay.
Bring proof of your permit at your next court date. not accepting your plea because I don't believe it's giving knowingly.
Well, the reason why I was accepting plea because I was told that I can just plead guilty and pay fine, and that's pretty much it. I'm not from the state of Michigan, so I'm
Did
under
it-
the raw
did
law.
it- Right. Did an attorney tell you that?
Yes, ma'am.
An attorney told you that
Yes, ma'am.
in Michigan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, you need to get a better attorney to give you advice, okay?
It was appointed to me on my last court date.
You declined court-appointed counsel, though. No attorney that presents themselves in this court, I can tell you that, would have told you that, because no one would have, every attorney that comes before me advises their client to try to get their license fixed, because that's really our ultimate goal. We would like to see you licensed. And so we would have advised you, or they would have advised you to get your license. I would have given you time to do that. And the city would have been happy to reduce the charge, which it still would be a fine, but it would be a reduced fine versus what you're facing now. And it likely would not be something that looks criminal on your driving record. You get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll charge it to you not being properly advised, but that's because you declined counsel, which was free to you if you wanted to have an attorney. You did understand that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll reset this for February 25th, and you will provide proof of your permit at that time and information about when you expect to have your license.
Alrighty.
Thank you. You're all set for today, sir.
Okay, and to be sure, what time do I have to come back on February 25th?
At 9:30.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, first court genius down. I love it. Yeah, his attorney told me that this was true. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. No, you didn't talk to an attorney. You talked to somebody that said, hey, just offer to pay it. You'll be fine. Legal Fiction, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. That is extremely generous of you. And welcome to the 10 new members. Legal Fiction, thank you so much. That is awesome. All right. Yeah, he did. And his next appearance is on Tuesday. I don't think it's going to be exciting. I think I was holding on to that clip to put them both back to back, but I don't know. He's either going to get his permit or get a fine on Tuesday. So I was like, I'll just play it. All right. I have no idea what order I put these clips in. It is quite honestly, for someone said this earlier, Saturday night Saturday night junk drawer court is what we're doing. And yeah, I actually am drinking tonight, so cheers. I bought myself some beer tonight since Heather's out of town. It's a Saturday night. Why not? Why not? So cheers.
Cielo Hills apartment versus Jessica Anderson and all occupants.
Cielo Hills here.
Okay. Ms. Anderson, how much is the monthly rent that you pay at this property?
$14.99.
$14.99. Cielo Hills, do you agree that the rent is $1,499 a month?
Yes.
Is there any government subsidy?
No.
No.
And Cielo Hills, what is it that you're asking of the court this morning?
Possession and back rent.
Back rent in the amount of?
$5,996.
$5,900.
96.
$5,996.
Yes.
Okay. And that's behind since November?
It's November, December, January, February.
Okay. Ma'am, do you agree that you're behind in the rent since November?
Yes.
You do? Okay, is there anything you would like to share with the court?
No.
Okay. And Cielo Hills, I have the same question. Your petition says that you
Put it in an envelope, put it on the outside of the door.
yeah, and mailed it on the same day. And the
Yes.
reason for putting it on the outside and not the inside of the door?
What I was told to do by the owner, and I've been attacked I've been pulled inside of an apartment, put a gun to my head, so that's what he said we could do now.
Wait,
So that's what I've
tell me again, why?
because in Fort Worth, I was pulled inside of an apartment by my hair and had a gun put to my head.
All right.
So I don't go inside the apartments anymore.
You don't go inside of any apartments?
Well, no, when not giving notice to vacates, because that's what happened when I did that. And the judge, I mean, the owner said that we're allowed to put them on the outside of the door as long as they're in an envelope marked important.
Well, you're allowed to do that if there is a reason you can't go inside the apartment and put it on the inside of the door, or if they don't have a mailbox. I mean, you can't just put it on the outside of the door in an envelope the way you describe and the way you did it without a reason.
It's on the petition to do it like that.
It's what?
It's on the petition.
Right. I know. I read the petition, but you have to have a reason to do it that way.
Well,
under the law.
That's what I was told to do.
Mm-hmm. And having a fear of if there's a danger for going inside the apartment, that's a reason. But you can't just have a general fear of going into any apartment. It has to be.
No, I go into the apartments all the time. I just don't like to do it on a notice to vacate because you're dealing with kicking somebody out of their home.
Okay, but to serve a notice to vacate, you have to do it pursuant to the law.
Right, and that's how we do them here. That's what I've been told to do here.
Okay, well, you can only do it that way, putting it on the outside, if there's a reason you can't go inside, or if they don't have a mailbox for you to mail it to.
Yeah, that's what I was told to do. Just put them on the outside. Our other property does the same thing.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Burped.
Oh.
I've got a question. MB, you might know the answer to this, and anyone who's a landlord may know, or anyone else who watches a lot of court like me. I just don't know the answer to this one question. If you do hire a process server and they physically they physically serve the person they're trying to serve, is that good? Is that it? Like that's proper service, that one thing? Because we often hear that when landlords do it themselves, they have to do like two different forms of service. So that's like I just don't understand the difference between a process server and when a landlord does it. Because if you mail it, you have to mail it with certified mail, and then you have to like mail a second copy, or I don't know. If you put it on the inside of the door, you also have to mail it. Like I feel like when a landlord does it on their own, they have to jump through a lot of hoops. So that's my question. And now that I've just prolonged that question for 2 minutes, someone probably answered it already.
Okay, ma'am, Cielo Apartments, Cielo Hills Apartments, I'm gonna find that your notice to vacate doesn't comply with Texas law because you did not have a legal reason to put it on the outside of the door. So, I'm gonna dismiss this case,
Wow.
and you're gonna have to start over, and you're gonna have
Yep.
to notice to vacate correctly,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yep.
I know that's harsh, but,
I mean, she hasn't paid since November. She
I
hasn't
know.
paid any rent since they moved in.
Listen, I'm
And
actually
I
giving,
put the notice like my boss told me to do, which I don't understand why he's wrong.
your boss is wrong.
He's an attorney, so he's not, I don't think he's that wrong.
Well, attorneys make mistakes also. See it all the time in the courtroom. But you're lucky I'm dismissing it and not giving you a take nothing. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna have to start over and tell your boss to read Texas Property Code Section 24.
Okay.
And to read it carefully, because what he told you to do under the Texas Property Code, you're only allowed to do it if you have a legal reason to do it and not put it on the inside. Okay?
Okay.
And if you do it that way, you have to mail the notice to vacate
I did.
in the county in which the property is located by 5
did mail
o'clock the same day.
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Well, you
That's what I was gonna say, Mr. Beeps. If she is just, a manager, is she getting a bonus depending on, revenue, or I don't know, people, I don't know. I don't understand why she's this upset. Yeah, you were told incorrectly how to do it. And if the judge is wrong, you can appeal it. Maybe your boss that's an attorney told you the right way to do it and it's correct. Just appeal it. You don't have to get this angry with the judge. He's just doing what he thinks is right. Just accept it, move on, don't get yourself into trouble, and you don't want to be known by the judge for bad attitude in court. Because if you're the manager of a complex or apartment building, you're gonna be bad. So calm down, it'll be okay.
technically you followed what the Texas Property Code says, but you didn't have a reason to do it that way, a legal reason. Okay?
Yeah, I did what my boss told me to do, so.
Okay, well, this case is dismissed. Ma'am, they're gonna have to start over if they want to evict you, because they didn't properly serve the notice to vacate on you under the law.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay, you got lucky. So
Have a good day, sir. I can leave, right?
you can leave,
Okay.
yes. South Cross VS.
All right. Next clip. Before we go to the next clip, before we go into the next clip, MB, thank you so much for the PayPal. I appreciate it. I appreciate the Saturday Night Fund. I love the Saturday Night Fund. Thank you so much. Very generous of you. Okay. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just keep moving.
What we call the matter of Ypsilanti Township versus.
All right. This attorney is totally driving. Someone tell me I'm wrong. Change my mind that this attorney is driving. She is. I don't know why she doesn't get in trouble for this.
Bryce Lawson, 24T0263, as well as 24W000392. You're all set, Mr. Helsel. Have a good day.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Good morning, Your Honor. I am Bryce Lawson.
Well done, everyone. All right, we're here in this particular matter for a pre-trial and a pre-hearing conference.
Today, Your Honor, we received some sort of discovery, but not completed discovery. There was some sort of video that I believe was sent, but I did not receive enough time to review it as when I tried to access it. It said it expired as of February 9th.
I'm sorry, I can't hear a lot of what you're saying.
I said we received some sort of video. However, when I tried to access it, I was unable to do so. Upon further review, it said that it expired on February 9th, unbeknownst to me. I received it on maybe the 7th. But also, Your Honor, my client has been going through this hearing now for almost a year, and we're trying to figure out what's the intention. I've been in trouble getting discovery throughout this process.
So I did hear you say you got it, but it expired. You got it back in December and it expired February 9th.
No, I didn't get that until February 7th.
You got it on February
9th.
7th?
Yes. I sent out another email saying, my third request, please send over the discovery that expired on February 9th.
Mr. Burnett?
We sent her the link. If she doesn't open it, it does expire. So I'll send
It
it.
expired 2 days after you sent it.
I think it expires 3 days after we send it. Most people just open it up and download it.
Well, I have been ill and also I was out of town. So I'm sorry.
I can resend it. I don't have a problem.
All right. So what is your request today, Ms. Jefferson?
I'd like to hope for the as possible, John. And like I said, he's been battling with this.
I'm sorry, I can't. Can you have to sign out and sign back in? I really can't make out what you're saying.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And pull over. Pull over.
Are you able to make out what she's saying?
Stop talking over Bluetooth.
This is Bryce Lawson, 24T00263 and 24W000392.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
I'm Melody Jefferson, P number AF0523 on behalf of Bryce Lawson.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson. If you could state your name again for me, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Bryce Lawson.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Jefferson, what is your request today, please?
As I was saying before, Your Honor, I'm asking that the case be dismissed. At this time, Mr. Lawson received the charge back in February of 2024. There was no arraignment till late November. Since then, Mr. Lawson has complied with everything that the court was asked for. I've requested discovery several times without receiving it. The initial charge was due to OWI related to, marijuana use. And the information that we've received so far is insufficient to prove that Mr. Lawson had an issue such that charge is warranted at this point.
Well, first of all, ma'am, I don't see a written request, which would such a motion would need to be in writing. Secondly, I would have no authority to dismiss under those requirements anyway. But Mr. Barnett?
I concur with Your Honor. I don't have a motion, so if she wants to file a motion, I'll respond to whatever she files.
You want a motion date, ma'am? Is that what you want?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'll put this over to March the 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. You should have your motion filed no later than February 26th to give Mr. Barnett an opportunity to respond by March 11th.
And ma'am, I'll resend the link for the videos. I'll do that today.
Thank you.
March 12th at 9 a.m. Bond is continued.
And Your Honor, Attorney Burkett said to say hello to you as well.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Biggin, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. I appreciate it. Welcome to all the Biggin Raiders. You guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Unusual Saturday night stream, figured I'd give it a try tonight, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have anything to tell you. We're just doing a random court crawl. It's a Saturday, so most courts are closed. So I had to go into the vault, just picked a bunch of clips and threw them into a video. So let's go. Thanks, Biggin.
And then I have 82434. And then I have Mr. Adams, people against James Robert Adams, 25B82370A. E. Come on up here. A, B, and C. Wait one second. Where are these claims? I have A, B, C, and then 82371. Your name, ma'am?
Candace Langmeyer.
Sir, your name?
James Robert Adams.
Okay, let me get the prosecutor in here. So the only case we're going to, you have a note. Let me just back up. So we have no dog license required. No dog license, I'm sorry, on civil infractions 33C and 34. And then I have 2 cases of dogs running at large on 33A and B. That's with regard to Ms. Langmeyer. And then Mr. Adams has, I'm presuming the same thing, but I don't want to speak out of making assumptions. I have a dog running at large.
All right. It took me a minute to remember what case this was. This guy, it's a dog at large ticket, and the guy was a sovereign citizen in his first appearance. This first appearance was about 2 weeks ago, and he came up to the podium and said, I'm here by special appearance, trying to call out the jurisdiction. And after the judge just completely ignored him, he never went back to that. So this is just a follow up on I don't know. I guess he thought it would work, and then once he realized it was ignored, he just stopped. Who knows? But it's kind of an interesting dog at large case because this couple apparently has kids that just opens the back door and lets the dogs just run out. That's what I think happens. Instead of taking the dogs for a walk, they just let them run the neighborhood. That's what it sounds like.
Charges for that. That's on the A and the B file, and then I also have on the C and 371 that civil infractions. Your name? So do you guys want a jury trial or a bench trial?
We're gonna do a jury trial because we couldn't come to an agreement.
All we're gonna try on this is whether or not the dogs were running at large. That's all we're gonna have. I want to be clear about that. We're not going to have any legal arguments. If there are legal arguments to be made, you're going to have to make them before the jury trial. So the only thing I'm going to have here, and the jury's going to be instructed, what kind of dogs were these? Can you tell me? Whether or not each of the 2 suspected dogs that were running at large were running at large according to the Brownstown Township Code of Ordinances. I just want to be clear about that.
So my other question is, there's one incident that all the videos they sent me, there's one incident. I was in command in those dogs all the time. One incident, they went into Larry's yard. That's the guy that sent all the videos that's making the complaint. And it was at night, and one pooped in his yard. They walked around a tree. I think they peed on his tree, and then I called them back in the yard.
Each of the dogs?
One followed the other. One's a puppy.
Okay, but I'm just telling you, I can't really get into giving you legal advice. I can just tell you if they're not in your yard and they leave and go on somebody else's property, they're running at large. And that's fine if you want a trial. I mean,
all the stuff that I looked at, and then I know the Brownstown ordinance, but it says, it's kind of vague. And it says, as long as they're in your command. So if people walk their dogs.
Do you have a copy of your ordinance handy?
do. Mr. Adams is reflecting multiple.
That absolutely is admission. I want a jury trial, as I just admitted to this on the record. All the prosecutor has to do is use this as Exhibit 1. He just admitted it. Jury, thank you for coming in. I mean, why does he want a jury trial for a dog at large ticket? Way to waste people's time.
Different ordinances that aren't Brownstown's. I told him that the Brownstown ordinance will.
Can I see your Brownstown ordinance?
Your Honor.
So it's only governed by Brownstown's
Yeah,
ordinance,
'cause we
not
have-
by anybody else.
Right.
Well, we live on hunting property. Like we're right next, everybody runs their dogs without leashes on our right up and down the road.
Our street.
Our street all day long.
Okay, but listen, I'm just telling you what the jury's gonna be instructed.
Sure. But can't they take in
Hang on,
in consideration?
just listen.
Okay.
Running at large shall constitute the status of any animal off the premises of the owner.
I agree. But what is worse? I don't know. To run loose, like if they stay in the yard, you know, if they're well-trained dogs and they're just running a little bit in the yard, I don't see a problem with that. But I know what you're saying, MB. But what is worse? I live in an apartment building, and I see this a lot, where people will just put their dog on a leash and have the leash tied inside and just close the door. So the dog has, I don't know, 10 feet to just like run around. Like I find that a lot worse. So I would rather, no, I don't know if I find that worse. It's annoying. I get angry. I'm a dog lover. I had a dog for 16 years. So when I see that, I get frustrated because I feel bad for the dog. If you're gonna own a dog, treat the dog well. So like I don't like lazy people when it comes to owning pets. I really don't. They shouldn't have one.
Thereof.
Okay.
Which wanders unrestrained on any streets, alleys, parks, or public places within the township, or upon any private property other than that of the owner. So I'm just telling you, if your dogs did what you just described, and I don't want to get into this, you're still a defendant here. You have the right to remain silent. I don't want you to make a bunch of statements against your interest, but you just admitted through your own words that your dogs were running at large.
They were in my command.
Well,
So that's the difference.
hang on.
So.
Hang on, wait a second. Listen to me very
Yeah,
carefully.
I know it's very fine. It's a very fine line here.
It's not a fine line. You're talking about other ordinances and there's nothing unconstitutional about this ordinance. I don't care what an ordinance says in Detroit or Ecorse or Trenton or Wyandotte or any other place. This is what the jury's going to be instructed, not whether or not it was within your command. There's no words about commander.
All the other ones that, I mean, this is.
That's fine.
Okay, all right, I understand. I understand that.
That's fine. They can enact whatever ordinances they want as long as they're not unconstitutional.
Okay.
This ordinance is not unconstitutional here. I don't know why you would say it's vague. I don't think anything's vague about it. Now, I deal with a lot of different ordinances.
Wandering. If they're in my command, they're not wandering.
Listen. I don't have a problem if you want a trial. That's up to you.
Well,
it's up to you. I don't think you can win a jury trial without a lawyer, but that's up to you. I mean, we can't give ourselves a heart bypass very well either. I mean, it's up to you to do whatever you want to do. Well, it doesn't matter to me, but I'm not going to let you interject or her interject any other language other that's within the realm of the ordinance. You can't stand up here and start talking about to a jury or to a fact finder if it was me at a bench trial and say, Judge, but it was under my command. Well, it doesn't say anything about it. Well, it says it in the Lincoln Park ordinance. I don't care what it says in the Lincoln Park ordinance. So you can't argue anything differently to a jury or a fact finder. In this case, if it was a bench trial, me, other than what's supported by the law. And I don't care what the other ordinances say. There's nothing. If you think this ordinance is vague somehow, file the appropriate motion before the jury trial. I'll give you time to file a motion. I've been telling you guys, you got to keep those dogs at bay for how many years? Not so much you. Your wife was in front of me multiple times on these. Multiple times.
We have done a very, very
well. That's fine, but I'm not getting. I'm not getting in the middle of what the prosecutor's doing.
Sure.
I mean, it's not my province. I try to stay totally out of it. Sometimes they invite me to say something, but I can't do anything here, fellas. I mean, there's nothing else I can do other than tell you, you want a jury? I'll give you a jury. You want a bench? I'll hear it myself if that's what you decide. But you can't argue things that aren't in the ordinance. You can't argue that it's not a fair ordinance because somebody else has some different language that you think is more defensible from your standpoint. I mean, I don't care. Look, I'm here anyways. It doesn't matter to me. I could care less if you want. People want your, fine. It's not a problem for me. But, you know.
We'll do a jury trial.
Okay.
Let's do it.
And you're sure you want to proceed without a lawyer?
Well, not yet. We're gonna look and see how much time we have to get ready. I have a lawyer.
I mean,
personal friend of mine.
I hope he or she is.
You know, and Mr. Mullins.
Pardon?
Mr. Mullins.
That's fine. Whatever you want. I think Mr. Mullins will probably tell you that what I just said is 100% correct, though. I'm going to give you a final pretrial date and a jury trial date. Lisa, give me a jury trial date, say in latter part of March. Maybe the same one with Mr. Baldwin's, if that doesn't go.
March 28th at 8:30.
And then we're going to, so March 28th at 8:30 will be your jury trial date. The final pretrial date will be
March 13th at 1:15.
March 13th at 1:15. Now, the civil infractions don't go to the jury. Those are for the judge to decide. Okay?
Okay.
So, Lisa, will you, I got multiple files for both of them here. Will you write the jury and bench trial dates in the file, see, please, when they come down? All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. We'll see you here March 13th. Maybe you guys can keep talking, but you got to keep those dogs in, folks. Here, take your ordinance back. Thank you.
All right. I actually think I know the next one. We're going to stick with Judge Dad, and we have, quote unquote, the wedding from hell. All right. Oh, you know what? To all the females out there that have been married and gone through the whole wedding thing, let me know how you would feel about this case. Well, at the end, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Amanda Counts versus City of Flat Rock, 2404497.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael A. Carmen, P7324, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good morning. Mr. Zick?
Good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Zick for the City of Flat Rock.
What's this case about, Mr. Carmen?
Your Honor, this was a case where my client got married at the Flat Rock Community Center, and basically the city breached its obligations under the contract in a number of ways, including certain, I guess, the behavior of certain employees. And my client, on her wedding day, did not get the benefit of her bargain, to say the least, and basically ended up having to clean up the hall herself in her wedding dress. So you could say it was the wedding from hell.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, I felt terrible for her, genuinely.
All right. You guys talk about this, Mr. Zick.
We've had some preliminary discussions, and we've talked about possibly going to facilitative mediation with it.
Nobody demanded a jury, right?
No,
the
Your
city
Honor.
didn't.
How much did you sue for?
Didn't even think about it. I absolutely need to. I need to. The problem is I think of these ideas while I'm streaming, and when I'm off, all I do is sit there in frustration. But I need to remember to send a couple messages out to see if it happens. But I can set up a couple tests throughout the building. I'm friends with most of my neighbors, so I think they'd be willing to help me.
Or Mr. Carmen.
Your Honor, we pled emotional distress, so the amount we're suing for is $24,999. Actual damages are close to $12,000 and change.
Yes.
And I've itemized those in the complaint.
Boy, it's too bad. I know I could help you settle this, but I can't do it if I'm gonna be the fact finder, unfortunately. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna give you a discovery cutoff of April the 10th, witness list due March the 10th. Same thing here, gentlemen. Discovery permitted. No, I'm sorry, no motions on the date of trial. All motions for summary have to be filed and heard not later than 20 days before the trial date. Again, witness list are due on March the 10th. Discovery cutoff April 10th. Trial date May the 20th at 10 a.m.
I'm guessing she's suing for the price of her dress, plus anything else that was damaged. If she, I don't know how the town could have broken the agreement. They're suing the town from the community center. So I'm guessing that the community center was supposed to hire people to like clean up and do everything, and maybe they didn't, and it fell onto the the bride and the groom, who are the people who generally reserve the event halls. So maybe that's what it was, and because they didn't supply the people, that she actually had to clean in her dress, and their dress got ruined. I don't know. Yeah, it would be terrible. I mean, you don't want to be cleaning up after all your guests after your wedding night, and I understand that. Yeah, 12,000 for emotional distress. That's yeah. I don't know. Tall order. Tall order. We'll see what happens.
Is there anything else that you need to bring up, either one of you, Mr. Carmen or Mr. Zick?
Nothing for me, Your Honor.
Your Honor, not at this time. If Mr. Zick and I do agree on facilitated mediation, how do we go about?
Are you guys talking about hiring your own independent facilitator, or are you talking about going through ADR through the court? I haven't used that through the court in quite some time.
Was talking, Your Honor, about going through an independent hired facilitator, since you're the fact finder and we can't go through you. So
right. Well, we could do it ADR. You could try ADR by calling the civil department. I hate to see you guys spend that kind of money on a facilitator on such a small case, but
that would be my preference.
The city prefers. I apologize, Your Honor.
That's okay.
The city would prefer not to use. They have not found that that to be resolution or something that would be adequate. So I'd prefer to use a facilitative mediator we hire.
Well, that's up to you guys. I'm not ordering that. If that's what you choose to do, that's fine. If you want to use ADR, it's only $75. I get it. It's up to you, but those whatever. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I believe you get what you pay for, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm not ordering it. You guys do what you want. Otherwise, just stick with these schedules, and your trial date will be on May the 20th. Okay. Have a great one.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Will do, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
LVNV versus.
Oh, I wish I did that when I got married. I got married at the freaking Cincinnati Art Museum. Talk about an expensive wedding. I had my ex was definitely a bridezilla. It was torture for everyone. Everyone involved, it was torture. I mean, the guests had fun, that was about it. It was such a chaotic night. It was just, you try to pack so much into one night, and one hiccup causes a domino effect of hiccups, and it's just putting out fire after putting out fire. It was a crazy, crazy night. It was fun looking back at it, but I mean, I will never spend that amount of money again on an event ever. Sorry, Heather. I know you're not listening, but nope. That It's something we agree on, though. Not doing it again. All right. Next clip.
Marlon Phillips. Yes. Oh, come forward. I'm sorry.
You guys are saying my internet's crashing? I'm not getting any notifications. Is it Are we good? Can you hear me? I don't know. A little? Yeah, I'm not getting to that. You got a little blippy for a second. All right. Right. We jinxed it, everybody. We jinxed it. This happened last night too. It happened a couple minutes late last night, but it bounced back real fast. So I'm just gonna hope that it's the same as last night. So let's just go. Let's go. I think you guys can hear me.
Hello.
May I address the court?
Yes.
You asked us to make an effort to get into community court. Unable to do that with the felony prosecution not backing off the two felonies. We're not going to go to trial on this matter, but I can't get. Them in the community court. I think
All right. Are we back? Are we back? Let's hope we are. It is 8:52. This is generally when it comes back, but it started late tonight. All right, we haven't really missed anything in this hearing yet. I just really like how this guy he has anger issues, and he wears a hoodie that says "Savage" on it. Let's tell you what. Let me tell you something. If you're in court for something anger related, and you're also on record being angry with your attorney, don't wear that hoodie to court. Shouldn't be wearing a hoodie to court anyways. But let's say that's your nicest piece of clothing, and you have to wear that hoodie. I would put it inside out or something. Come on, guy. Come on. I literally just said let's go back fully and my whole internet just dropped. All right, I think we're good now. Let's go.
okay, so
All right. So how much time are you requesting?
2 to 3 weeks, Your Honor.
All right, this was scheduled to the wrong thing. All right, and what other cases does he have other than this drug case?
Not aware of any others, Your Honor.
All right, that's the drug case. All right, so what we'll do is we would call it for 2 weeks. Do you still want it in this month or you want it in the month of March?
March is good.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, put this for that first week in March, please.
Eric Martin isn't due back up for about 3 weeks. His next hearing is his final pre-trial before his jury trial. and that is March 17th, I believe. I have St. Patrick's Day in my head. I think that might be it. So that's the next time we'll see Eric Martin, and then his jury trial a week later. Unless he, violates his bond, which I'm paying attention. I'm watching Shackelford and Slavin every day to see if he gets rearrested, because he went back home. You absolutely know he did.
Yes, ma'am, I can do the March 3rd. Yeah. All right, and Miss.
Is it one felony or two?
Oh, I don't know. That's why I was asking.
You want me to check?
They're together, whatever it is.
All right, Norma, excuse me. So, Mr. Phillips, let me explain something to you. Number one, you're leaving this courtroom. You're not leaving the courtroom in cuffs, so your attorney is doing a good job for you. The reason why I brought up the fact whether it was one or two is because I could have sworn I heard somebody mention that. Looking on the docket, I only see one. Do you understand? So this whole releasing of anger towards your attorney and not thinking things through is an issue for you. So you need to start thinking before you just lose it and enter into your angry phase. Do you understand? So all you had to do was calm down and say, I don't understand. Here's the thing. But here's the thing. Listen, all right? Your felony case, the state does not have the labs, right? What we're trying to do and what your attorney is trying to do, this is where the counselor of law comes in, is we're trying to make sure, and he's trying to make sure that you don't pick up another felony, because we're dealing with the homelessness issue, maybe mental health issues. He's trying to work on all.
Congratulations, first and foremost. I heard a really funny joke and I have to share it. There was an interview with a guy who was married for, I don't know, I think he said 60 years, something like that. And he said the secret is doing different things, experiences. So we travel a lot. Last year we went to China on our 59th wedding anniversary. I took her to China. And I have something even bigger planned for this year for our 60th anniversary. I'm going to go pick her up from China. I laughed so hard at that. Probably unnaturally laughed so hard at that. And I don't know. I had to share that with you because it was hilarious to me. Erica, 1 year. Thank you so much, Erica. I appreciate it. 1 year, that is awesome. Congratulations. Thank you.
All of that with all of the other caseload he has. You understand? So it does you no good to be angry with him, to speak to him in an angry way, because guess what? He's trying to help you. Now, he may not be able to get you exactly what you want, but he's still trying to help you. And I can tell you, I do not understand, and I've been trying to rack my brains around it. A lot of people will be angry with their attorneys, and the attorney is not even the person who has you in the situation that you're in. Usually when people go see their doctor, they're not angry with them because they have cancer. They're not angry with them because they have high blood pressure. They see them as, yes, this person could probably save me. Your attorney is just doing what's in your best interest and trying to save you. You understand? All right. All right. That's great. So here's the thing. Just don't talk to people when you're angry, because people will listen better when you don't come to them angry. That's why
this whole time
I know, but this is why I always tell people, just keep it right here and smile and everything will be okay. All right. So have you been able to find a place to stay or no?
No.
All right. So he's trying to work on that. We're going to see about referring you maybe to, he says, mental health. The mental health court may be able to help you with housing and your mental health. You understand? All right. So we're going to bring you back on March 3rd. And Ms. Ferguson, when you do an order, yeah, she already has the reset form, and she's going to do an order for him to be reviewed, for you to be reviewed for mental health. Okay. Do you have it now that you understand everything? Do you have any questions about anything? You sure? All right. Now's the time. Do you have any questions for your attorney? Okay. All right. Have a great day. Okay. You're welcome.
One more, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, that was a quick one. I think we have one or two more.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving to Reno. Let's go. And this guy, I think everyone knows or has at least met someone like this in their life. And let's get the douchebag scale out. 1 being not a douchebag, 10 being a giant douchebag. We'll see what you guys think by the end. Let's go.
Vincent Brown.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, were you in the courtroom when the video containing your rights was played, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the rights and the penalties associated with misdemeanors?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you have sufficient time to speak with your lawyer, Mr. Puentes?
Yes, Your Honor. I did want to make sure that I'm going to plead guilty today and not the other way.
Do you want to ask Mr. Puentes that?
I would like to make sure that.
That's fine, Judge. He went back and forth a few times, so it sounds like
Okay.
he's decided.
All right.
Yes, I got guilty.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Brown, we're on record in case number 25 CR 02053. And in this case, you were charged with the following violations of law. First, resisting a public officer. Next, reckless driving, operating a motor vehicle without being able to provide proof of insurance, and finally, operating an unregistered vehicle. These charges were alleged to have occurred on February 11th of this year in the area of Arlington Street at West 2nd Street. Do you understand all of those charges?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Yao, with regard to any offers.
Oh yeah, that's not the point I'm trying to make. Listen to what he did, not necessarily what he did, but what he says when he tells his story. You guys are already ranking him. You haven't even heard his story yet. You haven't heard him talk.
Given there's going to be entry of plea on some of them.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just kind of reviewing something real quick to.
Sure. And you understand when I ask, I'm not
Of course.
requesting you
Yeah.
do make offers. I'm just seeing if accommodating a request if you wish to make one.
And I do. I just wanted to kind of look at some circumstances to see.
Sure.
where-
Your Honor, Your Honor, can I just briefly elaborate real quick? Because that may help her as well. Why this event took place in the first place. My family owns Marcolino's Italian Cuisine in downtown Reno, in First and Arlington. I was parked outside my restaurant in my Hummer on camera of my restaurant. Somebody came by and vandalized the front of our family business. I was chasing that individual. So basically I did all the law. I did break all those laws, but I was actually chasing after somebody.
All right.
So when you read into the case, you're going to see I ran a red light. You're going to see I did all these things in pursuit trying to catch that individual. They caught me.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I do want to inquire, did insurance ever get provided to the court or Mr. Puentes, or do you have any information to provide me related to that?
I have
I do not,
nothing.
Mr. Puentes.
I'll defer. I don't have it.
Sure. Mr. Brown, was the vehicle you were driving insured?
It had been sitting in stores for 5 years, and I just taken it out of stores this week,
So,
and I had nothing at all.
so no, it was not insured.
Nothing was insured and nothing was registered at that
That's
time.
fine.
Okay, so in this case, I would be comfortable moving to dismiss the unregistered vehicle and the resisting in exchange for a plea to the reckless driving and the proof of insurance.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. You wish to accept that offer, Mr. Brown?
Absolutely, sir. Thank
All
you.
right.
very much.
Thank you. Sir, how do you wish to plead to reckless driving alleged to have occurred on February 11th of this year?
Guilty.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty to this or any other charge this morning, you'll be waiving the constitutional trial rights you heard in that video?
Absolutely, sir.
Do you understand that means there will be no trial in this case and we'll proceed directly to sentencing this morning?
Yes, sir.
Anyone forcing you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone
No.
promise you anything in exchange for entering your plea?
No, sir.
Are you a veteran of the military?
No, sir.
All right. I'll accept your plea of guilty to the reckless driving. How do you wish to plead to the insurance charge?
Guilty.
I accept your plea to insurance. I will grant the city's motion dismissing and obstructing and resisting a peace officer as well as the registration. Ms. Yao, with regard to sentencing?
Thank you, Your Honor. I wonder if the defendant would like to cure the charge for the insurance before.
I would like time to. I would have time to, if I could. I just have to get with my family and we'll get this taken care of.
Okay.
I want to try to get the car back and get it insured.
So I have no objection to that, Your Honor, for him to have time so he can get the lower fine on the insurance.
Thank you.
It does not appear there were any accidents. However, there was, as the defendant said, some erratic behavior, and I I appreciate his explanation of what happened. I would be requesting I believe the standard fine is $743 on
I
this.
believe so, counsel.
And then maybe a 15-day suspended sentence, obey all laws for 1 year, and then give him time to cure that insurance so he's able to get the lower fine if he can do that.
Thank you. Mr. Puentes?
Your Honor, I'd note that he's been in custody since the 11th, so he has 3 days. We'd ask you to give him some credit towards fines and fees. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
450. All right, Mr. Just 1 second. 743.
I'm sorry.
293. Do you wish to say anything, Mr. Brown, before I sentence you? You did give me the framework of the case, the layout, so to speak, but you're welcome to speak if you wish to.
I'll keep it brief. I would just really love for credit for time served to be able to move back on, get with any fines that are due, get them paid, and go from there. I need my license, so I want to do what I need to do to keep it.
Okay. With regard to the insurance, the fine, mandatory minimum fine set by state law is $743. However, if within, how long do you need to get a subsequent proof of insurance? 30 days, 60 days? What do you need?
Well, I could probably do it in 30, but 60 would be nice, just in case you have any other things to take.
Okay, I just need to know. 60 days for proof or pay. In other words, if you come to court and prove up a subsequent policy of insurance, the fine is reduced to $195.
I'll do it.
I'm not going to give you credit for time served on that because I'm going to give you credit on the reckless driving. With regard to the reckless driving, the fine will be $743. However, I will give you 3 days Washoe County Jail credit time served, which is $450. 450 subtracted from 743 is $293 that will be due and owing. Can you pay those fines when you get out, or do you need payment plan, sir?
I would love to be on a payment plan, but what I'll do is when I get with my brother, the actual owner of our restaurant, I'll see if he'll pay it for me immediately.
Well, I need to set it up now because if you go to, when you report, they need to know what we're doing. So $100 a month payments?
That would be fine, Your Honor, and I'll make sure I get that done.
And look, if you can pay it early, great. So $100 a month payment is approved. And the final thing is, Mr. Brown, you are ordered to report on release to the Reno Municipal Court to sign up for these payments, okay? You might not be able to get here today. You might not be able to get here today, and that's fine. If you can't, just get here Tuesday, okay?
Absolutely, will be.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
So I will be being released?
Yes, on these charges, yes.
I just wanted to make sure I'll be released today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Next matter I have is Derek Gay.
All right. This is why I asked about the douchebag scale. I know people like this. The people that says, oh, family restaurant, this is our thing. I'm an owner of this place. Turns out, no, you're not. Your brother owns it. You're calling it a family restaurant. It's not. He owns it. He's supporting you for, maybe you have some value in the restaurant. I don't know. But yeah. And then at the very end, he changes the story. Oh, my brother actually owns it. So hopefully he can give me some money to pay this. Stop claiming other people's things are yours because they're close to you. Sorry, that's a pet peeve of mine. You guys might not agree, but it's a pet peeve of mine. All right. That being said, we are moving on to the last case. This is a short one. I think we're just gonna let it play out, guys. I think I'm gonna let it play out. Let's see. So I don't think I called Cheshire Cat out. Have internet wires. Oh, this was, yeah. You sent this right before the internet went down. I see what you did there. I see what you did. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for the super chats, the membership milestones, the gifted memberships, and MB. Thank you so much for the PayPal. You guys are awesome. Let me see who we can raid real quick before we go into the last clip. Like I said, it's a short one. It's only 3 or 4 minutes long, so I'm just gonna let it play out. What we got? Nobody? That can't be right. Oh, Saturday night. Saturday night. Yeah, it actually might be right. Yeah, we got nobody. All right. So we're gonna just enjoy the rest of our night. Again, you guys are awesome. Biggin, again, thank you so much for the raid. All the raiders that came over, you guys are awesome. It doesn't work like that, MB. I know on other platforms you can just raid random people. So I have to be subscribed to them, and they have to have permissions on for me to be able to raid them. I can raid Fight the Flat Earth. He's on. I don't know him though. I'm just subscribed to him, and he apparently has the global setting on the allows raids. He doesn't know me, so it'll be really weird for me to raid him. But we can if you guys want to. But I think we should just call it tonight. But Fight the Flat Earth is live right now. If you guys want to go hang out with him, I will never forget it, Marty. Okay, we're just gonna call it tonight though. No raids tonight. I will not be streaming tomorrow night. That's why I'm streaming tonight. So the next time I will see you is Monday night for Members Monday. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the last clip. It's a short one. It's a good though. It's good. You're gonna like it. All right. Good night.
David Boer. All right, I have 3 files here for Mr. Boer. Let's see, I have new felony, I have bond violation, and then I have a misdemeanor. All right. On the record in state of Michigan versus David Anthony Boer, 2500425FY.
Assistant Public Defender Jacob Raleigh appearing on behalf of Mr. Boer for the purpose of this arraignment.
And you are David Boer, sir?
Yes.
Okay. In this file, what I have here is a felony complaint. This alleges that in count 1, the possession of methamphetamine. It says on or about February 11, 2025 at East Genesee and Lesher Place in the city of Lansing, you did knowingly or intentionally possess methamphetamine, a felony punishable by 10 years and or $15,000. Count 2, possession of burglar's tools. On or about February 11, 2025 at East Genesee and Lesher Place in Lansing, you did knowingly have in your possession lock-picking tools and or knives, said items being adapted and designed for cutting or burning through, forcing or breaking open a building, room, vault, safe, or other depository in order to steal therefrom any money or other property, knowing said items were adapted and designed for said purpose, with the intent to use or employ same for the said purpose, felony 10 years. Count 3, carrying a concealed weapon on or about February 11 at East Genesee and Lesher Place in the city of Lansing did carry a dangerous weapon, that being a double-edged knife concealed on or about your person. Felony 5 years and or $2,500 with mandatory forfeiture of the weapon or device. Count 4, resisting or obstructing a police officer on or about February 11 at East Genesee and Lesher Place did assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Aaliyah Cutler and or Damon Pulver, police officers with the Lansing Police Department that you knew or had reason to know were performing their duties. Felony 2 years and
assaulted me when they knocked down my fucking tooth.
okay, that's not what we're talking about right now. Felony 2 years and or $2,000. A consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was committed in place of confinement or for any other violation arising from the same transaction. Do you understand the 4 charges I've read to you and the possible penalties?
He just walked out, Judge.
Well, he can just stay in jail till tomorrow then. We'll do a different one.
All right, I lied. I can't. I wanted to skip so badly. I did not want to pause it again just because you said that. But no, it's the arena. Have to pause it for the arena. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And you were correct to pause it one more time. And I absolutely would have skipped Cheshire Cat, but I had to pause it for the arena. Thank you, Cheshire Cat. I appreciate it. All right, now I'm out. You guys have a great night. I'll see you Monday night. Bye.
You can just hold Mr. Boer till tomorrow then, and then we'll arraign him tomorrow.
Great, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna play games. Amber Valencia.